Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Monkey Island 2. I've resolved just to call it Monkey Island 2 and stop messing around with the official real name.
Not responsible for lost buttons or hooks.
So,
No, we don't clean leather.
the thing here,
Not responsible for stains left on clothing.
interesting laundry, is this looks like you could walk further back this way, but with the new interface system you can clearly see I'm trying to go that direction and it's just not letting me. And it kind of looked like you could walk that way in the original too, but there's no way to do it. In fact, there's quite a lot of that in point-and-click adventures. You're just clicking against a wall thinking you would be able to walk in that direction.
It's sparkly clean.
So we're trying to get off the island.
Ticket, no laundry.
Interesting. And you can't do anything with his little hearing aid. Which, is that in the original game? No, it's... If it is, it's just a tiny little pixel here that they've expanded.
He looks nice enough.
Let's talk to him. Who are you?
Who are you?
Sure, Sonny, I can get out stew. That's easy. I can also extract grog, spit, and swamp mud. That's because I'm Mad Marty. I'm mad about getting your
You get
clothes
your
as clean
answer
as they
no
can
matter
be.
what?
What do you know about Largo Legrand?
I don't know anything about cargo or contraband. I'm clean, clean, clean.
I've got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
Would you be able to get out ketchup?
Get out, catch up. What do you want me to do?
Nothing. I've got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
I want to have the full conversation here,
You
even
do
though it's
alterations
probably
here?
pointless.
Alterations? You mean change the numbers on your food stamps? You got some nerve.
I'm sorry. I've got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
Actually, nothing. I don't care about clean clothes.
No, I don't have wheat loaves.
I didn't think you would. I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
And he hears you perfectly there. I dropped it in the grog and it melted. My mom threw it out while she was cleaning my room. I lost it when I was being clear-hauled. Let's go with it with stone.
It was stolen.
Taking it bowling was a dumb thing to do.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
I must have left it in my other pants.
Why'd you trade it for chocolate-covered ants?
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your
So,
claim ticket, Sonny.
When you're playing the old game, you really would have had to do this over and over again just so you could get the idea that he's deaf or crazy.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
Mom threw it out when she cleaned my room.
What? You beat your mom with a broom? You should treat her better than that.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
Just
Yeah,
going
your
through
claim ticket,
everything
Sonny.
here. We'll probably have to find a claim
I
ticket.
lost it while being keel hauled.
Your dog got mauled? What does that have to do with a claim ticket?
Oh, never mind. I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
No, I don't have my claim ticket.
You don't have to shout at me. I can hear you. But I can't give you your clothes without a claim ticket.
Oops. I thought I wanted to talk to you, but I don't.
Alright, moving on. We have several items, but we've yet to find the puzzle that we need for yet. We could buy some polish for the pirate. So what can we interact with right now? We have the rope, the guest registry, and the innkeeper, who is making pasta? apparently. And there's nothing else. So let's go ahead and look at the rope.
It's tied to the post.
And we'll pick
And
it
it's
up.
securely fastened.
And we'll pull it.
And it's securely fastened.
And we'll
And
push
it's
it.
securely fastened.
And we'll use
And
it.
it's securely fastened.
And use rope with
I'm not holding it.
alligator. So, rope with knife.
Hey, how'd old Pegbiter get loose? I'd better go catch him before he catches somebody else.
Well, we certainly messed that up.
Only one guest.
Let's see.
You're supposed to leave these things open. I
My
have to have a room first.
controller certainly isn't working the best here.
I don't want to steal his bell. I feel bad enough setting his alligator free. Nice.
Yeah, so I may have missed a whole conversation chance there. Guess let's open this door and move forward. And in we go. So we've got several things that we can interact with.
I
Leftovers.
better not touch them. It looks like somebody's trying to grow penicillin.
Close the door.
Who let you into my room?
I thought it was my room.
Well, it ain't. So get the out of here. What are you doing in here again?
And let's see, can we put the stick now on the door?
That doesn't seem to work.
How about the broom on the door?
Can't dig that, Daddy. My scoutmaster would kill me if he saw me use a knife like that.
Alright. So we know where Legrand is staying. We just don't know what to do yet. So, in the first game, we ran across the Voodoo lady. And
I can't reach it.
she told us kind of directly what we needed to do. And I think we probably need to go find another Voodoo lady to tell us what to do directly. Help us have some direction in this gameplay. Let's just ask all the questions.
What's the problem with that Largo guy?
He really goes against my grain. I'd like to make an end table.
It looks
All my
completely
tools, I'm
different.
still unable to
Like
create
an
the
all-night
one
tattoo
thing
parlor?
that could do this island some good, like a voodoo doll of Largo Legrand.
Oh,
The dialogue overlapped there.
nice apron. Are you some sort of chef?
No, I'm a woodsmith, which gives one of us an excuse for dressing funny.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
But if a woodchuck could chuck and would chuck some amount of wood, what amount of wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Even if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and even if a woodchuck would chuck wood, should a woodchuck chuck wood?
A woodchuck should chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, as long as a woodchuck would chuck wood.
Oh, shut up.
Could I buy some wood polish?
That's 1 piece of 8. Anything else?
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure thing. What do you think you're doing? I need all of them.
So we need some nails and maybe a calendar.
Hey, don't touch that. No one touches her but me.
So we may come back there and take some more things later on. There we've got some fish. And let's see, wood polish. I don't know what we'll actually need that for. So the thing here is we've been to the beach, we've been to Wood Tick, and there's several other locations on this island. The swamp, the cemetery, and the peninsula, and it seems like the game's just kind of failed to point us in the right direction. It's really made it in such a way that I needed to get to this point just by random chance instead of by any kind of guiding path. Modern games, you wouldn't get away with that. And people would consider it just
International
odd and
House of Mojo.
unhelpful.
Creepy, but apparently seaworthy.
So let's use the shovel. I kind of know the solutions because I
Can't dig
played
that,
this
Daddy.
game. Let's see, use coffin. Oh, you don't even use the shovel. Interesting. And how would you control this? Just row to this area. Interesting. I still really can't get over this new control system. It just seems like probably a little too much to add to this game. In a real way, it changes how the game plays, and since the game's design hasn't changed, it just makes it feel a little weird. And an elevator comes and lets you in. And what we've got to see, string.
It appears to be yo-yo string.
I'll take that.
I'll just take a little. Fruit cocktail in heavy syrup. No thanks. I don't need it. They're unlabeled. They're unlabeled. Skink toes. Golden tongue. The 5-day treatment plan that helps you talk to women. It looks like bound editions of Voodoo Quarterly. Bat wax.
So all kinds of responses here, but I imagine none of them really important. Let's see what it looks like in the old game version. And it's the same girl
Guybrush
again.
Threepwood.
Same lady.
It's been a long time since you last came to see me.
She looks almost exactly the same in the old version as the new version. I probably should change the option for the audio, though. I don't think it will. Interesting. These get more warm-like and less straight. And this picture looks like just a couple circles here, but this looks like a one of the earliest Venus statues that we've ever found, which is a big fat statue of a lady. Do I know you from somewhere?
Do I know you from somewhere?
Ah, we often forget those who help us most.
We do?
It was I who told you how to do away with LeChuck. I told you where to find the Voodoo anti-root and how to turn it into the powerful ghost-dissolving potion you needed.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
So, really no reason to play the original game if you didn't have it. I think probably the story is going to suffer a little bit, but you can easily get away with just skipping to the second game. I don't know why you would want to do that, but it seems like they stand alone well enough.
How's business?
Very good. Many hexes this week. Saved many people from the evil eye. Made many pieces of 8. Although Largo took most of them.
Tell me about this Largo guy.
He's a weak little man who bullies this whole island around. Most people are afraid of him because he was once LeChuck's right-hand man.
Yeah, but LeChuck's history. I got rid of him myself.
And he's not one of
Evil
the
can never
ghosts.
be destroyed completely. You will see.
Why don't you just put a curse on Largo?
Why don't you just put a curse on Largo?
I've tried. My most powerful magic lies in voodoo dolls. But to make an effective doll, I need some items from Largo's person, and no one's brave enough to go get them for me.
So that's what I'm supposed to do. Is get the ingredients for her to make a voodoo
What
doll.
kind of ingredients do you need for the doll?
Are you willing to help me make one?
I guess.
Maybe.
To make it work, you need to bring me some personal artifacts of the victim. One from each of the 4 basic voodoo groups. Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Hey, that almost rhymes.
For the
Thread, head, dead.
I need a piece of Largo's clothing, and a lock of hair will do for the head. Bring me a sample of fluid from his body, and from his dead relatives, you must acquire some remnant of a corpse.
So
Here,
he spit
keep
on the
shopping
wall,
list.
Thanks.
and we can
Go.
get that. Not gonna read my fortune? Come on, have my
Back
fortune.
again, Mr. Threepwood.
I'd like to have my fortune read.
I see a hard road for you, Guybrush. Things didn't get easy for you when you defeated LeChuck, did they? People only wanted more. You had to keep proving yourself over and over. The pressure kept mounting until you lost it all. Your fame, your fortune, the one you love.
Okay, that's enough. Well, that's enough voodoo for me. Bye.
So be it.
So it's a little odd here because there's this whole scene, like the scene in there, the scene here, and then another scene over here. You're talking 4 backgrounds that they animated for what seems like a very simple conversation. Seems like a little bit of a waste. So to the cemetery we go. We have a shovel. So if we can just find who's... if we can just find a tomb of Legrand, we can dig up his ancestor.
The Ricketts. No trespassing.
So I suppose this is the
Stan's
thing.
Cozy Crypts. A place to spend eternity, not a fortune.
What happens if we open
It's
this?
locked shut with a big rusty lock.
Stan was the salesman that sold the boats.
The Quagmires. No trespassing.
Quagmire. The only Quagmire you probably would ever recognize is Quagmire from Family Guy, so maybe that's where they got that name. Although Quagmire actually means something too. Means you've created a big
Stan's
mess.
Cozy Crypts. A place to spend eternity, not a fortune.
I'm trying to look at that tomb back there, and somehow I clicked on
The
this
Grouts.
one.
No trespassing. Here lie the Gordo brothers. Too big for any ship. Let's hope the Earth can hold them. Here lies Hank Plank. Does anybody recognize that name? He didn't have any money on him when he died, and somebody's got to pay for the funeral. Stan. Stan's Casual Crosses. For graves that don't need to dress up. Here lies Hank Plank. Does anybody recognize that name? He didn't have any money on him when he died, and somebody's got to pay for the funeral. Stan.
Let's look at this tomb. Then we'll come back.
Warning! Quarantine tomb. Inhabitants died of green tongue fever. The grave of the unknown pirate. These spots reserved for our privileged future customers.
Alright, second scene. Once again, we have that issue of...
Here lies daredevil Jim McDowell. Hand of steel, leg of wood. Jim took every risk he could. A life of action, that was Jim's. Too bad he ran out of limbs.
That was pretty funny. Odd that you the gameplay is so lacking. But then I suppose if there was a bunch of items to interact with and a bunch of puzzles to do, that would just kind of be in a weird way worse. The game almost, if you're going to make a modern version of something like this, it almost needs something very consistent, like an enemy that would show up on every screen that you'd have to fight. Like something to shoot, something to kill, something very basic, something that you would have just as a time waster, just as a enemy to grind on and get levels and get experience on. Or you might go with something, I suppose there is that game The Witness where there's literally no other characters in the entire world and it's a giant 3D world. So you could have something like that, but I don't think it would
not on land
work
and not on water. John did whatever he did please until he kissed the gunner's daughter.
I would probably just do some editing.
There once was a girl named Carrie who thought that she soon should marry. She went into town and flirted around. She didn't get wed. She got buried.
Bunch of pirates.
Marco Largo Legrand. Hell on sea or sand. The good news is he's dead. The bad news is he bred.
Nice.
So we're standing on his grave.
This is creepy feeling.
And here we go. And the lightning starts immediately. Is that how it works? And his pants fell down?
I swear on my grandfather's grave, something weird is going on.
See, I kind of would like to have seen that cutscene there.
Nice.
Back to the cemetery. Yeah, I would have just merged this to this. I guess the reason why this feels so odd and like they're wasting areas is because on an old computer you just would want to have things be more focused. Like, it makes a lot more sense that you need to look at this one tombstone when it's taking up, let's say, maybe 8% of the screen. It doesn't really immediately jump out that you need to look at a tombstone when it's only taking up, let's say, 2% of the screen at most. Of course, compared to a modern game, resolution so high, detail so high, it's not unheard of to make somebody click on just a single pixel or a single area. I suppose at the end of the day, this is why the remakes can only go so far, and then you have to go to something like the Telltale game, where it's just, we'll make a new game, but from scratch instead of redoing something that already existed, because there's so much years difference in between when this game was originally released and when it was remastered that the entire video game industry has changed, and what video game players expect has changed. Anyways, we've gone another episode. Let's save and see how far we've gone. How many save slots am I gonna have? That's another good question to have. Yep, it seems like it's 10. 10 isn't incredibly awkward, but we're at 9%, and I suspect, since now I know what I'm supposed to do, I'm on a path, and I bet in the next 30 minutes we get at least 3%, maybe even more, maybe even double that, 6% done. And once we have more of an idea of what to do on the next island, I imagine that will happen too. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.